Hey everyone, it's me. So a few months ago, I was talking to my friend Tareq, and I was talking about challenges with some challenging clients, and how some clients can actually fold, like basically go out of business. And then he shared with me this cool trick that he not trick but the cool way he screens his client, and I was like, wow, that is really cool, and that's something I want to kind of share with you today. Is what he does is not only he just looks for clients or prospects who can afford his services. He runs dev shop for e-commerce companies. So pay anyone, like I believe he does Magento. His company does Magento customization and whole thing around it. He can share more about it, but anyway, so he just not only says people who can afford like $30,000-$40,000 as his initial onboarding fee, but he also looks for obviously if the clients he and the client will get along or not, right? That's very important, and I used to overlook that a lot in the past. And I remember one time where I had to actually stop working with a client because the personality of the client would not match with mine. The client took forever to make decisions. He would say yes, let's go right, and then very next day he will say go left, and then he would sit on decision making and it would take forever, and eventually what would happen is we would not make any progress, and he would be asking us, hey, how come we are not making any progress? We're spending all this money. Well, guy, you cannot make any decision, right? You are fickle minded. So that's one thing. The third thing he really taught me was what's the likelihood of this business to be in business 5 years from today? Because he told me, look, Sajid, I don't care if they can pay me or not. There are plenty of companies who are willing to pay me for our services, but what I want to make sure is not only we are working with this customer, because we also want to work with them on a monthly basis, right? So basically his company does the initial development, bringing a business online, and that they pay anywhere between 30 to 50k $1,000 or whatever the fee is, right? And then obviously they come on this maintenance program. So he's saying, if they are not in business, they will not be taking any on the maintenance program. So we will lose out on the maintenance revenue, number one. Number two is we are going to lose out on referrals, right? And I can never use a customer who is out of business as my referral, right? I cannot put their logo on my website as a referral. And I realized that, and that is so true. He's like, so I make sure not only that they can afford my services, not only can I get along with them, because if not, life is going to be miserable. The third thing I make sure is like, do they have a vision? What are they gonna do to basically stay in business? Because if they're not in business, then I cannot, obviously we would not be getting the monthly maintenance revenue. Number two is I will not be able to use them as a reference, and it just basically it's a lost cause. So he utilizes this whole concept, and ever since I've learned that from him, and I've basically our clients, the quality of clients we get is better. Because we work with selected businesses. So just as much as the clients and are basically deciding whether they should work with us or not, we don't tell that, but we also basically make sure that this is someone we want to work with, right? And it's funny because you would think a lot of clients come on board and they think, oh, because I have the money, you're gonna serve my business. I'm sorry, we don't. We are very, we look for mission focus, like impact, businesses that can deliver impact. Just because a cigarette company or a tobacco company is going to give us money, we are not going to work with them, right? So we are very focused on who we work with. And not only that, even those, other than that, look at these three other criteria. Remember, do they have the budget? Can we get along? Do we get along with the client? Number three is do they have a vision? Do they have a vision? Do they have the mindset that they are gonna be basically, and we are not here to judge them on their business, but once you talk to someone, you can figure out, oh my God, this client has no clue, and you know what they're doing, they're just going to pay us and spend all this money, and they're not going to be in business 5 years from now, right? You kind of get this sixth sense, right? And as soon as your gut tells you that this is someone who would not be in business 5 or 10 years from now, we stop taking them, we stop working with them. We tell them, you know what, we understand, we appreciate, and you know what, I don't believe we are the right company for their business, and would be happy to refer them to someone else, and we actually pass it on and let them someone else deal with it if they want to deal with it. So again, I hope you find this helpful. If you do, I would also like to know what other cool ways do you screen your clients, right? How are you screening your clients? Do you just accept just because whoever was willing to write you a check, or do you say no? Right? Do you say no? That's something I would really would love to hear. And maybe another day I will share some of the cool ways we screen our prospective members at Hub Dhaka. And until next time, thank you. Bye bye.